Is the star of a very famous movie that I have not seen, and a very famous Broadway show that I have not seen. So please welcome the star of Pitch Perfect and Book of Mormon, Ben Platt. Hi.
I have a DVD for you after the show.
You?
Yes.
I've heard it's great. Tell me this, what does Anna Kendrick smell like?
Intelligence.
Yeah, I bet the whole situation is just great. My wife couldn't come tonight. Tell me more. No, I hear it's a tremendous film.
Pretty fun.
And that the Mormon play is good too.
It's all right.
Okay. Stephen won't shut up about it.
Do you do something with the show?
I don't know. Oh God, these stupid questions. Stephen. Not Stephen. I don't care about you anymore. Ben. Ben, what was your first paying gig?
My first paying gig was, I was 9 years old, and I did The Music Man. The Hollywood Bowl does a summer musical every summer.
Are you from California?
I am from California.
Of course you are.
Oh, what does that mean?
That means you look really happy.
Well, we don't come from the same California. So the first one they ever did was The Music Man, and I went to an after-school theater program, and they took kids out of that program to audition, and my mom had me go because she thought I would enjoy it, and I ended up playing Winthrop, and
good.
It was great.
Well,
Kristen Chenoweth and was.
I've seen The Music Man.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Well, there's one.
So we're good, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome.
Ben Platt.
Hey, everybody. So a very obvious first, obviously, when I. Thought about firsts. The first one that came to mind is that I'm currently making my Broadway debut in Book of Mormon, so that's a first. Thank you very much, it's very exciting. And I didn't think that singing for Mormon would be appropriate. Granted, this is before I heard Cocktober and Sympathy Blowjob, so, oh wow. But I've been in the theater since I was 9 years old, as I was saying, and it's something that's very important to my family. My father's involved, and my parents met through theater. My dad was in a production of Godspell in college, and he was playing the guy who sings All Good Gifts, and they had the whole cast go out into the audience and give a cup of wine to someone in the audience during his number, and he spotted my mother and gave her his cup of wine, and they met after the show, and now they're married with 5 children. So that's not related to my song, but I had to tell it. My song has to do with the first time that theater really broadened my horizons or opened my eyes to something that I wouldn't have otherwise been exposed to. My parents are very liberal and great and exposed us all to lots of things and were very open with us about everything, but I did grow up in a sort of a bubble because I went to a Jewish day school and everybody that I knew was, white and Jewish and Jewish. I kind of just had only really had real interface with one type of person and my family. And so theater was a great way for me to kind of, experience new things and meet new kinds of people, and it was one of my favorite things about it as a kid. And when I was 11 years old, there was a picture up here earlier, I was in the national tour of Carolina Change, and that was the biggest thing that had happened to me up to that point. It was very exciting, and it's such a dream come true, and as I get older, I just keep really comprehending how awesome it was that I was part of that show. I mean, I could understand it to a certain extent when I was 11, but it was such a beautiful piece of theater. And the cast is 95% black, and these amazing black performers and singers, and I had never really gotten to hear people sing that way before, and I was just floored by it, obsessed with it. And the first night we were in the theater, we were doing our first tech rehearsal, and I was in my dressing room with all the kids. There's a couple kids in the show, so we shared a room. And next door to my room was a few women, one of whom was the amazing vocalist and performer, Carpathia Jenkins. I don't know if you know her. She's incredible. I don't think I've ever even told her that this had this much effect on me, but I was just walking around the halls because I was just like, oh my God, I'm in this huge theater. This is awesome. And I was walking around and I hear singing coming from their dressing room, and it's Carpathia just warming up to the song Georgia on My Mind, just singing it a cappella, just slaying it. I had never heard any, it really, I can hear it to this day, I never heard anyone sing that way, and it really affected me, and I was like, wow, I gotta learn how to sing somewhat like that, as much as a Jewish white person can sing like that. And there's a part in the end of the show, at the end of Act 1, there's a big note, a big chord, I'm free as the air, and everybody would kind of riff around it, and obviously I just assumed that I wasn't allowed to do that because I was the white Jewish boy, and I'm not supposed to do that. But I like loved hearing them sing that way so much, and then finally, like a few months in, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna do my own riff. Like at the end, I'm gonna riff a ton. And I was like, so we get to the end of the show, and everyone's like doing their awesome riffs, like Aisha the Haas is like singing a, an F flat or I don't know, and I, just like I'm like, here I go, like, like do my own riff, and I'm like thinking it went really well because no one's saying anything to me, and Kimberly Grigsby, who's the musical director, comes backstage, is waiting for me when I go off stage. She grabs my shoulder and she goes, no white person in the 60s knew how to riff. I was like, sorry. So I've gotten a little older and hopefully a little bit wiser, and so I'd like to try again to sing Georgia. With a beautiful, beautiful arrangement by Stephen Remus that's ridiculous and awesome. Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps that Georgia on my mind, my mind. I said Georgia. Other arms reach out to me.